What's going on, people? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, people, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, apologies in advance, man. The weekend roundup, I really wanted to get this out on Sunday, and yeah, it's Tuesday today, Tuesday evening when I'm recording this. So yeah, this is pretty late, but yeah, there was a lot going on in terms of editing the vlog. I'm doing all of this by myself, by the way. So just recording it, editing it. There was a lot to do. Not really an editor or anything like that, so it was my first time really doing it. So if you haven't seen the vlog from Usyk and Dubois, I went there. I was with my dad as well and Hass, and we had a great time. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But yeah, weekend roundup is right here. I'm going to talk about some of what happened over the weekend and give my thoughts on it. So there's only really one place to start, and as you can see on the screen there, Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois 2. I had the pleasure of being there at Wembley Stadium that night, and it was just amazing. You know, the atmosphere was brilliant. The crowd was great. I'm not normally a fan of like huge stadium fights like this because if you haven't got a good seat, then there's really no point in going. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so big at Wembley, it can hold up to, well, just over 90,000 now. I think it can hold. So unless you've got like a really good seat there, then it's probably not worth it. Do you know what I mean? But the atmosphere was great. The energy was good. And yeah, we got a very interesting fight, man, particularly the ending. So I'll get onto that shortly. But yeah, my experience, go check the vlog out. Actually, the vlog's great. I really liked editing it. Had some good feedback on it as well. So I'll put a link at the end of the video to the vlog where you guys can go and see it. But let's get straight to the fight. Now, as you guys know, Alexander Usyk won by fifth round stoppage, becoming two-time undisputed champion at heavyweight, three-time undisputed champion in his career. Just phenomenal, Alexander Usyk, man. What he's achieved, the fact he's still going strong, he is just unbelievable. You know what I mean? There's you can't run out of words to describe how great of a boxer this person is. And 38 years old, going into this fight, Daniel Dubois on a very good run since he lost to Usyk in 2023. He's been on a great one. Do you know what I mean? Beating Hergovich, beating Jarrell Miller, flattened Anthony Joshua. He's been on a great run. And, you know, he went up against Alexander Usyk. There were people there picking him to win. Do you know what I mean? Alexander Usyk is 38 years old. He's not the same fighter he was a couple of years ago, despite being as great as he is. He definitely was better a couple of years ago. So people are asking the question, has Dubois got him at the right time? You know, has he, you know, on a tearaway, doing really well, form going great, learned a lot from the first fight, going into the second one. Could he take that into the rematch? The answer was no. You know, Alexander Usyk, in the stadium, I'll just say this, in the stadium with Dubois going forward, and my seats were okay. They were like club level seats, so it wasn't right at the front, but it wasn't right at the back either. Obviously, we saw Dubois going forward, and the crowd, there was a lot of people. It was a mixed crowd, really, because there was a lot of people for Dubois, but there was a lot of people for Usyk as well. You see Dubois going forward, and you're thinking, oh, okay, he's doing all right, putting Usyk on the back foot. But, you know, when you watch it on TV and you see the shots Usyk was landing, you're just like, oh, okay, you know. So I think he did start positive, Dubois. He did, you know, attempt to go for Usyk, not in the way Derek Chisora did, but he was trying to exert the pressure. But unfortunately for him, man, I mean, Usyk, he was also putting the pressure on. And there were times where he was holding the center of the ring. He was landing at will, and this definitely discouraged Dubois, man. And then when Usyk stepped it up in the fifth round, we saw what happened, man. Dubois went down, and it was two knockdowns in the end. The second knockdown from Usyk, just an unbelievable looping left hook. I forgot what the name that he called it now, but it was just it was such a solid shot. Took Daniel Dubois' gum shield out when he was already a bit groggy from the first knockdown, and that was all she wrote, man. Alexander Usyk becoming a two-time undisputed champion at heavyweight, three-time undisputed champion in his career. We was having a talk, myself and my dad, afterwards, what Alexander Usyk should do next. You know, should he retire or should he carry on? You know, go and check that out as well. I mean, I was saying that he should retire. He's done everything he needs to do. He's completed the game. You're only in it now. I mean, whoever you beat now is not going to add too much more to your legacy. And we've seen in the past guys that go on for too long, it never ends well. Do you know what I mean? So why not just go now while you're on top? I understand when I look at it, I've heard other opinions on this, and I do get where they're coming from. Speaking to my cousin, and he was saying that when you're that great, you know, when you're Alexander Usyk and you're that great, only you can really dictate when you want to retire. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, just going from experience watching boxing as long as I have, I mean, I've seen, look at Roy Jones. That's just a classic example right there. That is someone who went on for far too long and his legacy's been diminished because of it. I'm not saying Usyk won't be doing that. I'm sure he won't be, but that's just a classic example of someone who in their prime, in their peak, was just untouchable, invincible. Like Roy Jones was just Superman. Like he was nicknamed Superman because that's what he was in his prime. But a lot of the younger generation now growing up wouldn't even have known that because they would have seen Roy Jones getting flattened a lot towards the end of his career, not realizing how great he actually was. I'm not saying that would be the same for Usyk, but yeah, I just think don't go on for too much longer. There is the Joseph Parker fight that's being spoken about. I've heard Ajit Kabayel's name being mentioned in there. Wilder is still there. He's still fighting, but I mean, that's a very diminished Wilder right now. How much would it mean? So yeah, Usyk, he's pretty much completed the game, man. I mean, amateur record, he was unbelievable amateur, 300 plus wins, only like 15 odd losses. Won an Olympic gold medal in London as well. So he's definitely got an affinity with London. And he's just had an unbelievable career, man. He will go down as one of the all-time boxing greats, one of the best we've seen, one of the best I've seen in my lifetime. Do you know what I mean? For sure. So, yeah, Alexander Usyk, incredible. Daniel Dubois, man, what next for him? A lot of stories going around. Listen, man, I'm sure you guys have seen it. And that's what this article is. This article is talking about whether Dubois was in the right frame of mind for Usyk or not. I'm sure you guys must have seen the videos that have been circulating now with, the pre-fight party, quote unquote party at Daniel Dubois. Was it his house? I'm not sure where it was, but yeah, the pre-fight party ahead of this fight against Alexander Usyk. It's baffling, really. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, you look at it and Don Charles was on TalkSport today, and he said that Team Dubois did the same sort of thing before the AJ fight, and look how that turned out. So is this something where, they know Dubois better than we do? And is this something that would keep him in the right frame of mind? Like keep him, people prepare for fights in different ways. I remember Lennox Lewis before fights, he used to go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? There are other guys before fights, Mike Tyson will be hitting the walls, going crazy. So yeah, I mean, people prepare for fights in different ways, but the majority of the boxing community have reacted to this, in disbelief, really, that you're going to be a couple hours away from fighting the best fighter of this generation, and you're having a party with friends. And I don't think Daniel Dubois even looked that comfortable, really, but I don't know. I'm not the best reader of body language or anything like that, but yeah, if this is something that, keeps him in the right frame of mind going into that fight, then cool. I'm definitely open to that suggestion. But then we hear the other stuff where he arrived at the arena late. Then there was the whole issue with apparently, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently Dubois' dad was threatening to pull the fight altogether if the entourage wouldn't be let in. I mean, if that's all true, then yeah, this is very weird to me. Do you know what I mean? And like, what you're going to do? You're going to threaten to pull the fight because your entourage can't get in? Like, I mean, come on, man. Daniel Dubois is going up against the guy who's already beaten him, by the way. One of the best fighters of this generation at Wembley Stadium, 90,000 people. You're threatening to pull the plug because you can't let a couple of your mates in. And I'm talking about his dad, by the way, because that's where these rumors are coming from, that it was his dad that was, at the forefront of all this. So, yeah, just kind of crazy to me. Kind of crazy, man. A lot of reaction today on this from the boxing public. I've seen Frank Warren go on and do an interview about it. He didn't want to commit too much. He said he wanted to meet up with the team first to discuss it. But, yeah, was Dubois in the right frame of mind for Alexander Usyk? And, yeah, Don Charles said that he was in the right frame of mind. I saw that on TalkSport today. He was very diplomatic in his answers today, Don Charles, on TalkSport. But yeah, it just doesn't look good, does it? I mean, having a party before the fight and then you get stopped in 5 rounds. You arrive at the fight late as well. A bit of a chaotic scene outside the ring. This is the last thing you need going up against Alexander Usyk. So naturally, people are going to be talking about it and, kind of thinking, what the hell's going on here? But obviously, if this did happen before AJ, then maybe that's just his way of preparing. We don't know. But yeah, Not everybody prepares for fights the same, but it definitely does feel a bit weird for me. I mean, it's not something that I've heard much of before the fight, maybe after the fight, but yeah. You then hear Don Charles saying here, we were operating at 25% capacity. But he then says that is something to do with the legendary great in front of us. I put it down to Usyk being that much of a genius as a fighter. It wasn't anything to do with the preparation before that. You know, people are going to ask that question, you know. So I don't know. It's been well spoken about in terms of Dubois' dad and the influence he has on his boxing career and his life. Do you know what I mean? Not just his boxing career, but his life. You know, it's always a difficult situation there to try and tell a father how to, you know, treat his son. You know, I mean, I'm sure Stanley will have his son's best interests at heart, but on the outside looking in, you just look at it and be like, I don't know, man, what's this really about? I mean, was you really threatening to pull the fight because some of your mates weren't allowed in there? How much of a say did Daniel have in this? And then we all know the situation with Caroline Dubois, who's now estranged from that side of the family, and she puts it down to, you know, her relationship with her dad. So I mean, it's pretty clear we can all see Dubois' dad having that much of an influence on his career and life, and people have a lot to say about it. Do you know what I mean? I just think that Dubois got this far. I'm sure his dad will have a lot of credit for that as well. I mean, let's not forget that Dubois has done brilliantly, particularly in the last couple of years. He went in fights where he was the underdog, and he won convincingly as well. Hrgovic was the underdog going into that, stopped him. Going up against Jerome Miller, a lot of people picking Jerome Miller to win that, stopped him. AJ going into that fight, a lot of people picked AJ to win that fight, stopped him. So there's no disgrace in losing to Alexander Usyk, but I just don't feel like the video makes it look any better. It just makes it look worse. Do you know what I mean? And then there's obviously the whole incident after the fight as well. Did he quit? Did he not quit? Yeah. Being in the stadium during that fight, I was saying that, and you can see it on the vlog as well. I was saying that as soon as Usyk stepped it up, you know, there's just kind of like a mental block in there where Dubois, you know, when he wasn't able to get his way, he kind of folded, you know. And I've seen comments such as flat track bully and on top fighter. I've seen a lot of those quotes going around, and you have to say there is some merit to those quotes. These coming from boxers themselves, like Tony Bellew. He's been in there with Usyk, but yeah, did Dubois, did he quit? Did he not quit? I mean, listen, the guy's shown heart previously. Going in there against the likes of Jerome Miller, back against the wall, constant pressure being thrown at you against a much heavier man, gritting your teeth and fighting through that. Let's give Dubois some credit, man. He has actually shown some heart as well. You know, there will be questions about he has quit in the past, but he has shown heart as well. Do you know what I mean? Particularly in those fights against the likes of a Jerome Miller and a Hrgovic, where he was getting caught with some solid shots, you know, and he came back and he won. So he has shown he can fight through adversity. But yeah, there will always be question marks because he blatantly did quit against Joe Joyce. The first fight against Usyk, could he have continued there? And then this fight here, as soon as the count reached 10, he kind of got up and just walked straight back to the corner. So the optics didn't look great in that. So yeah, make your mind up how you will. But listen, Dubois, he's 27, 28 years old. He's got time to bounce back from this. He's shown he can bounce back already, you know. So he's got time to bounce back from this. And there's no shame in losing to a great like Alexander Usyk. No shame in it whatsoever. So yeah, how much you really want it, take some time out, regroup, come again. I'm sure Daniel Dubois, he will definitely still be in the mix of the heavyweight division once the likes of Alexander Usyk retires. But when will he retire? That's the question. When will Alexander Usyk retire? Will he carry on? I'm thinking he will. You know, the signs are that he will. After the fight, he asked the crowd who would they prefer to see. For me, I'm done with the whole rematch thing. The Fury thing, I've seen it. Don't need to see it again. Dubois, you've done that twice. AJ, done that twice. Like, if you are going to fight and carry on, then really the two guys, well, really the one guy would be Joseph Parker. You could consider Wilder if you really wanted to, but how much of a competitive fight would that even be? Ajit Kaul has put himself in a position as well. So yeah, those are the guys. Moses Atama, I know Turkey Al Sheikh, shout out to him. He was saying he wanted to see that, but the timelines don't cross paths for me. I mean, Moses Atama is still right at the beginning of his career. He's got a fight up against Dylan White in a step up. Yeah, let's just see that. Like, I can't see Usyk waiting around that long for Atama, or will he? You know, only he will know. Only time will tell. So yeah, just my thoughts on it all there in terms of Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Yeah, great fight, great being there, great atmosphere, and Usyk for me, for everyone really, is just generational, man, and someone that will always hold down boxing history is one of the best to do it for sure. You know, so yeah, let's talk about some other fights here. Manny Pacman Pacquiao. Now, here he's saying he'll be fighting again. To fight again is not a question. And you know what? I mean, going into this, I was really critical of the whole fight. There were people out there saying that they didn't want to watch the fight. And Dave Coldwell, no, he said it just felt wrong. And it did. 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, the legend Manny Pacquiao, going in there against a much younger, much more active fighter. Pacquiao hasn't been in the ring in years, and he's just come back. And to be fair to him, I mean, the fight was a draw, majority draw. And many people believe that Pacquiao did enough to win. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't get to watch all of this fight, and I still haven't been able to. But from what I saw, Pacquiao obviously made a great account of himself at 46 years old. He's going to look at that and feel like many people will tell him that he won. There were tweets going all over the place. Shakur Stevenson, George Kambosos, many guys thinking that Pacquiao did enough to win. So yeah, first of all, what does that say about Mario Barrios? And second of all, it's going to spur Manny Pacquiao on. So let's just read here the comments, well, the article. And it says here, I thought I'd already won the fight. The final scorecard in my mind was 8-4, 7-5. He concedes that he lost the last 2 rounds because he thought that he did enough to win. And he said he's surprised by the decision. So Manny Pacquiao, after being out of the ring for 4 years, is, and receiving so much love from the public after that fight, he's going to be the one to carry on. He's going to carry on. And where does he go? Will he fight Barrios again? You know, it'll see. Has he said anything here about who he will fight next? Let's read this here. Pacquiao said he believes he could return to fight again by year end. Turns 47 in December. Pacquiao advisor. Rolly Romero could be the favorite to fight Pacquiao next because Romero offers a belt. And I've seen articles where Romero has said that he would fight Pacquiao as well. I can see that happening. You know, the PBC are on a downer right now compared to, everything else that's been going on. I could see that. I could see Rolly Romero and Pacquiao fighting, And yeah, I mean, he's not going to listen to the likes of me or you or anyone who don't think he should be fighting. So yeah, and especially after the performance he put in against Barrios, who is 16, 17 years younger than Manny Pacquiao. And we saw what happened on the night, So yeah, I mean, if you're Barrios, man, I mean, you retain your belt. Really, he's not a... He doesn't represent the division well in terms of champions for me, in terms of the welterweight division. I mean, we had the person who had that belt before was Boots Ennis, you know what I mean? And then Barrios got the belt after, so because where he was in the rankings. So yeah, for Pacquiao to go in there and do what he did, it's tremendous. And I think for the PBC, it's great to have someone with, that sort of charisma, that sort of pulling power, even at age 46. He's always going to draw a huge crowd. He's always going to have the love of the boxing public. And yeah, I could see that fight, him and Rolly Romero. I could see that. And, I mean, I would obviously pick Romero to win, but then I pick Barrios to win, So, I mean, I don't want to see Pacquiao continue to fight. But like I said earlier in the video, when you reach that sort of status, no one could tell you what to do. And Pacquiao was he's kind of taken that up. So yeah, he's still saying here, I'm in great shape. I run, then I play basketball, badminton for 4 hours each. And Pacquiao does look in great shape, to be honest with you. He does. So how long is he going to go on for? I don't know. Can he capture a welterweight belt? He very could do. He could have easily got one on Saturday night, even though I haven't seen the whole fight. From what I'm seeing, sounds like he could have definitely won that. So yeah. I mean, crazy. Is there any comments here? What are people saying? Barrios has got a big heart, win, lose, or draw. Yeah, this is what happens when someone thinks they can beat the game. Really, all he's doing is using the system. First off, the draw was a gift to Barrios. Manny won the fight. Yeah, more people thinking Manny won it. I'll never make the same mistake by underestimating and doubting Manny Pacquiao again. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I mean, nearly everyone did. You know, no one expected Pacquiao to still have the juice he had left on Saturday night. Does that say more about Barrios though than anything else? I mean, I guess we'll find out when Pacquiao does go in against Rolly Romero, who's got a great win over Ryan Garcia. So let's see. Yeah, just my quick thoughts on that. I can't really elaborate more. I didn't watch the fight. I did see highlights, but I haven't actually watched the whole fight itself. But Pacquiao looking like he's going to continue. And yeah, he shoved everybody's opinions down their own throats, man. And he's still looking strong. So fair play to Manny Pacquiao, man. Let's go and talk about the other fight here that I wanted to speak about. Let me share my screen. Brilliant fight. Brilliant fight. Fundora and Tim Tszyu, as expected. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable showdown. Tim Tszyu forced to quit. Some heavy lever being landed here. But yeah, Tim Tszyu stopped again by Sebastian Fundora. The third time in 4 fights. And yeah, this one, it was a bruising battle, as expected. I mean, Fundora, man, I was saying he's just a nightmare to fight. It almost seems unfair, you know, but how tall he is, the punching power, he's like, and the fact that he can boil that body down to light middleweight, he towers over everybody, and he likes to tear up. You know, he's not one to put you at the end of the jab. He'll go in there and look to land his shots on you. You know, coming from a boxing family, his sister boxes, his dad was a boxer as well. And Fundora, man, he's just got the tools at light middleweight to be an awful problem for anyone. And Tim Tszyu was one of the best. He's definitely one of the better light middleweights out there. And Fundora's beaten him twice now. You know, brilliant fight. Was made Tszyu quit on his stool. Made him quit on his stool. You know, so let's see what Tszyu has to say here. When I first started at the sport, I said I wanted to get to the top. I don't mind crashing or burning on the way up. Sometimes it's who you become in the pursuit of greatness. So yeah, I mean, Tszyu was landing some very good shots of his own, have to say. But Fundora was, to me, it just always seemed like the writing was on the wall in terms of, you know, the amount of shots Fundora was landing. It was just a tear up, absolute tear up, and great fight. Great fight to watch. If you guys missed it, make sure you go and check it out, man. Yeah, forced to quit. Where does he go from here? He says he's going to carry on. But yeah, I mean, who does he fight? The light middleweight division, to be fair, is pretty stacked. There's a lot of great fighters in that division, but a lot of dangerous ones too. And Tszyu, yeah, after this fight, I mean, he was looked at as probably one of the better light middleweights in terms of the rankings. I mean, he was number one on most people's rankings other than Jamel Charlo before he lost. But yeah, now he's lost twice to Fundora, third time in 4 fights. Looks like he may be on a bit of a downer. He's going to have to get a big win to put himself back up there. Showed a lot of effort and heart until he quit in that fight. But Fundora is just, yeah, he's a nightmare to fight. Absolute nightmare, but great action all the way through. I think it was round 8 where Fundora finished the fight, or where Tszyu didn't go out. Maybe didn't go out for the 9th, I think it was. But yeah, unbelievable action, great showdown, and definitely if you haven't watched it, make sure you do. Make sure you go and watch that, man. It was an unbelievable fight. And lastly, guys, because I can't be here for too long, but I thought I have to bring this in and mention it. Let's get it up here. Josh Taylor retiring from boxing with an eye injury. This came out on Monday, so I want to give my reaction to it here instead of doing a separate video. Listen, man, Josh Taylor, incredible career. Probably didn't get the fame that his talent warranted, and there could be many reasons for you to pinpoint why. Maybe he didn't adhere himself to the British public as other fighters have done, but there's no denying the talent of Josh Taylor. There's no denying what he's accomplished in boxing. I mean, he's got a tremendous resume. You know, undisputed light welterweight champion, the first British undisputed champion of the 4-belt era, winning the World Boxing Super Series tournament. A lot of unbeaten fighters on his resume. I think he was going through a streak at one point where he was just fighting guys that were undefeated, and he beat them all. So this guy, I mean, I know the last few fights in his career haven't done him very well. I mean, he lost to Esserman in his last fight, justified in my opinion. Got beaten comprehensively by Jack Catterall in both fights, really. But, he got one of the decisions in one of them. And then he lost comprehensively to Teofimo Lopez. So, yeah, his last few fights, he hasn't looked good. But in his career overall, he's had a tremendous career. I'm sure he's made some good money. And he's fought back. He's had huge crowds back at home that he's fought in front of. So, yeah, the talent that he's got, what he achieved as an amateur and a pro, he can hold his head up high, man. He's achieved a lot in the sport of boxing. And it says that the official reason is retiring with an eye injury. So this isn't just based on the fact of his last performances. It's actually because of an injury. But really, I think that he's probably looked at it as well and said to himself, I mean, surely he's thought to himself as well, I'm not the same fighter I used to be. I've had a great career. I'm 34 years old. I've beaten some great fighters along the way. I've become undisputed champion. If I'm losing to, and no disrespect, but if I'm losing to the likes of Echo Esserman in front of my home crowd, I would never have lost that fight 5 years ago. So now it does seem the right time to bow out Josh Taylor. And he's had a great career, as I said. So let's see what he says here. So he put a statement on social media saying, basically on the advice of his doctors, he has to retire. But I think that definitely inside there, he's thought to himself that it's probably the right time anyway. Do you know what I mean? And here, as I said earlier, the undefeated records, the amount of undefeated guys he fought, Ahara Davis, Ryan Martin, Baranchik was a good fighter. Ryan Martin undefeated, I remember him. Kong Song, that was just, I won't go there. But Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, and Catterall, we shouldn't really have won that. But he still took all of these guys' O's. And then he beat Victor Postal as well. So, I mean, he's had a very good career. In 19 fights, he's fought all of these guys. Well, 22 fights because he's lost 3 of them. But he's fought all of these guys in 22 fights. It's unbelievable. So, Josh Taylor has had a very good career. I'm sure he's made a lot of money. I wish him well and success in whatever he does next. But he's had a tremendous career, and he'll go down as one of the greats in British boxing anyway. He'll always have that to his name. The first British undisputed champion of the 4-belt era was Josh Taylor. So shout out to him. Good luck to whatever he does in his future endeavors. Was a terrific fighter. And hopefully now he can, whatever he wants to do, whether it's a career in boxing still, or whether he just wants to retire and, just sail off into the sunset. Whatever he does, good luck to him. But he's had a tremendous career, and it's unfortunate that it's been due to injury. But at the same time, it's definitely the right decision. You don't want to play around with your eyes, man. No way. No chance at all. So shout out to Josh Taylor, man. But that's my weekend roundup, man. Apologies for it coming out late. But thank you guys for tuning in. And let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. And if you haven't watched my vlog from Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, go and check that out. Go and check that out now. Go and check that out after this video. It's a brilliant vlog. And please like the video, guys. Share the video, subscribe, do what you need to do. All the likes that you do will help get this video the sort of views it deserves, because it will put it in the YouTube algorithm. And we're trying to get more likes in here, man. We're trying to get more subscribers as well. I feel like this channel definitely does deserve it. So if you're here and you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, everyone. And we'll catch you soon. I'm out. Take care, people.